What to do? It's your girl Keely, aka Kiwi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, I appreciate you. If you're new here, you already know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button, and also subscribe to all the homies. We got some special guests on new couch over there and behind cam, so we'll definitely give them a shout out. But we're gonna start with the usual nuclear reactors. Over there with Ricky, he actually did a FIFA video himself. So
yeah, check out my FIFA reaction to I Show Speed's performance, his closing ceremony. That was a wild one. Be sure to check that out in the description below, or check me out by just typing Rick G on the search bar above.
Hell yeah! And if you guys are specifically looking for FIFA content, we've definitely checked out Shakira's song on Street Champs, I Show Speed's music video. There was another Future and Tyla's song on there as well. So we got them all. Thanks for having me, girl.
hell yeah.
What's cracking, everybody? My name is Louis, and I jumped down the BTS Army rabbit hole about, 3-4 months ago. I've got tons of content on the Louisverse. Please check that out. Thank you for having me.
Always.
Gin bias.
Hey, get out.
And then our new guest over there.
What's up, guys? I'm Rob with Get Her Got 'Em. We rip packs, we tell dad jokes. Terrible dad jokes. Just want to put that out there. And I appreciate all these wonderful people having me. It's been an amazing experience.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point of dad jokes, aren't they? You know, they're a little corny, but they just still hit. Then we got behind cam over there, Mr. Cheadle.
What's up, everybody? Good to see you.
Hey.
It's me, Derek with an E.
He's
No,
from
that
the
sounded
Wednesday
AI.
show on
That's
the Street
confusing.
Champs.
You know the voice. This is that real human voice, Cheadle, a.k.a. Starting Wednesday. Here with the nuclear reactors. Make sure you check out my channel, too. Getting them reactions out. Like, subscribe, and just talk with us. Just say, hey, what's up? Hello.
Hell
Hey, what's
yeah.
up? Hello.
Let's go.
We'll make sure and put them links in the descriptions too.
I'm going to drop something crazy here, though,
Oh,
for you.
okay.
First BTS song I've ever actually
I
listened
was
to.
about to ask you. I was
Never
gonna-
asked. Never once.
Not a single one.
Really?
I know.
You heard
I know.
some of the, like,
I've
radio,
Heard, I've
like-
heard some of the radio play,
like Butter,
stuff
Dynamite, yeah.
But not like full songs sample. I know what they do.
Like
I know what they're
focused.
about. I know what they look like, but I've actually never heard a full song.
But some lore. He was in Vegas the same time you were.
Really?
Yeah.
So he saw Army. And
Oh, that's awesome.
full
You were
attack
like, what
mode.
the heck? That's awesome.
He was just
Hell
playing
yeah.
Baccarat.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, like he said, I went to see BTS in Vegas. First time being in Vegas. Shout out my bestie for hooking it up. She had us a whole agenda, itinerary, whatever you want to call it. And it was such a great time. I was sad it was over. I definitely have a playlist for the fan cams I got. And then I had him react to some... We've reacted to plenty of BTS on my channel. So there's a whole playlist, some new stuff, some old stuff. And for Robert here, this is going to be his first time. Or Rob, I don't know what you prefer. But I'm not too sure. I haven't seen too many clips to actually know what songs they've done. So it's kind of a shorter performance, but there's multiple people performing for the halftime show. This is only 1:50, and like me and Louie noticed too was that they tagged Bangtan TV, which I thought was cool. Instead of tagging like Big Hit or Hive, they tagged like their own like personal stuff, you know. So that's shout out for FIFA. That was cool.
I love Bangtan TV. They put all the effort into the captions so people can watch them from different languages, and like it's super amazing what they did there.
Hell yeah, I love it. Have you seen when they went to LA with like Coolio and stuff?
No, I haven't.
You gotta
seen
get
it.
to that. That's like some of the golden
Coolio, like the
moments.
rapper?
Yes.
Yeah.
R.I.P. man.
Shout out.
Because I
I saw him in
almost
concert one time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know if it would have been like, I don't know, funny, but I almost dressed as like, V does like a whole like skit, and he's like has the hair like Coolio and stuff, and Coolio hates it, but it just, I was like, I wanted to do something funny, and that was like the first thing that came to mind, and I'm V biased, but instead we went dark and wild theme, because I was like what I was hoping they'd play for the surprise song. So but let's get into it. This is BTS FIFA World Cup final halftime show full performance. I'm excited for this. Dynamite. They got Dynamite.
Probably gonna do like a medley, right?
Right? 2 minutes. We'll
Damn,
find
real
out.
vocals. Let's go.
Yep.
Those fits are fire as fuck.
Right?
They are fire as fuck.
The Michael Jackson kick.
Yeah.
And the
Ah,
BTS
his
jersey.
I want it.
I think that's a kit.
I love that they started with this.
I think you're just gonna end it with this.
Well, Jin and RM bias again.
Yeah, I think they're doing the whole thing. Oh, his jersey's sick
Let's
too.
go.
Live vocals. We're just riding it out, y'all. He's only with white too. Oh, they doing backflips again.
Oh.
Whoa.
Fireworks.
Wow.
Damn.
They should have given him like. Low-key,
I know,
like
only
3
a
to
minute
4
50?
Yeah, 3 to 4 times. that
I
amount.
thought it was longer.
I know when I saw it, I was like, damn, it's not that long. But they performed like what, all four? Like Madonna. Didn't all four of them were part of the halftime show?
There was a bunch of
Oh,
people.
wait, oh, they were
Shakira.
all
Yeah,
in.
Shakira.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering when you said it earlier. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, is this really only going to be one song?
I mean, what if I said? What if when you guys said
Good
that
choice,
I said?
though.
What if when you guys said that I said, I don't care. Give them longer.
No, I
Okay.
agree. I feel like they should
Yeah,
have
give them
time to
longer.
do
Give them longer.
a medley, and it makes sense they do their most like viral global kind of song.
You have to.
too,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
their most global one for sure.
This
I
was
would
my
say.
least favorite song for a long time, but it's actually grown on me a lot.
I liked
Actually,
it more
both
than
of those-
Butter. I liked it more than Butter, but that's just me.
I didn't like either of those songs. I didn't like BTS because those were the first two songs I heard from them, and then I
a
like
lot of people.
dove way past them. And once I got to Spring Day and a lot of their solo stuff, and like I really
Sugar
actually
Red
like Dynamite now.
Yeah, it's grown on
So
you.
really it's grown
it's,
on me.
It's the one song
Those pants
I
are so
teared up
sick.
besides the beginning when they came out on the intro at Vegas, but I teared up on this song when they're like the stars and then I was like, bro, we're the stars to them right
We're
now.
the stars.
Because we had all our light sticks. I was like, bro, no.
He's okay. I can't.
It made me
handle this.
emotional. I was like, I kind of hate the Dynamite of all songs, but I like Dynamite out of more of their like those songs, Butter and all that. I'm like, I don't know,
Dynamite is just iconic, bro. It was everywhere.
more funky.
When it came out, bro, it was everywhere.
It
Yeah.
fits the vibe that they're trying to curate for the FIFA World Cup. They want to.
It does.
Like invite like a unity, like friendship, love type of.
It's also
type of
very
vibe.
youthful. Great for the kids
Yeah.
that are, watching.
And live
straight up.
vocals.
Live vocals, completely almost.
Hell
Like, there was
yeah.
a little bit, but it's because you're in a fucking stadium.
Yeah, and you're like
Like,
dancing and shit.
That's the thing. People don't really realize when you perform in a stadium the delay that you get when you're performing in that big of a venue because the music the sound has to fucking travel. Like,
Yeah, that's
and it's different for every stadium, of course.
Some
But an
real-time
open dome stadium, that shit is like I couldn't imagine what goes into it.
Look at that pose.
Right, I was
Yeah.
like trying to
Iconic.
get a
That's a
good
freaking
pose.
poster
Yeah,
right there.
Fitz.
That's
What are
that's
we?
perfect.
You kind of can't see Jungkook's, but you saw
RM.
his at the beginning.
Well,
Shout out Jungkook.
Arin and Jimin, because Jimin's got sick look.
I kind of like Hobie's. I really like those pants in that jersey too. But Jimin's
Yeah, those
jersey's
black and red
fire.
pants are
It's just
sick.
white, so I'm like, I'm bad with the color white. I get it dirty.
Damn, they
RM
all
looks
have
sick
good fits.
though.
RM looks
like, up
straight
to
out the
neck.
Matrix.
Yeah, I was
bro.
about to
He
say
does.
that, dude.
He always does though, and I that's what I love about his style is like he changes, but like he's still got like the central theme about him that's
Be in
always
the middle,
like, so
too.
badass.
Photogenic AF.
What's the one with his arms spread apart with the red?
Jin.
I like Jin's.
Yeah, all
Oh,
red. His has a little BTS on his jacket. That's pretty hard too.
This is fire.
Yeah.
Derek
What
was saying something. What are you saying, bro?
Oh, I was just talking about like the acoustics of performing in a stadium that big would have to be crazy. 'Cause
It's
you
crazy.
would probably have a bit of like latency on the digital end, plus like just the real time like feedback from the area you're in. That would be crazy.
Kudos to their stage mixing and mastering guy, or just mixing guy, I guess I could say, because
For real.
that sounded good. That sounded
Damn
good.
right.
It sounded fucking good.
Yeah, that was a really good live performance, especially on that scale, because it didn't sound. Usually on any halftime show, it seems very like, vocal backed and just very inorganic as far as like a good member performance.
Well, the last
goes.
FIFA reaction we did just react to was a lot more vocal backed for sure.
Yeah.
And it just shows that
These guys really do
these
it.
guys are very particular with how they perform too. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Well,
they
yeah.
let them know, hey, this was gonna happen.
That and
Like-
they're used to performing with mics and dancing. A
They
lot of
are.
artists. Some
They are.
artists do. They do like the train on like a treadmill and sing and stuff, but they're like they literally were trained from the get-go to do that. So like their vocals are like crisp.
They
you know
are.
what I'm saying?
They're very crisp.
Compared to Future, you put Future up there with Tyler, man. He's been puffing on Zooties for like 2 decades.
Breathing hard.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I notice in like mainstream performances now. Like the trend or the norm is just to kind of dub yourself. Like they play the whole song and they might only say like the last 3 words, especially in hip hop. So it's kind of like a disappointment when you see someone live. It's like you're pretty much just playing your song. This is karaoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
for real.
You could hear us more than we could hear you.
Because I think the nuance of a live show is why we want to go to these shows. Because
Yeah.
you want to hear like a
Yeah,
different
you got to show up with
version.
show mixes, bro.
Yeah,
if
you
you're
want to
performing.
hear like a different side of that song, a different kind of energy that goes into it, rather than just copy and paste. Oh, you're just playing our songs that you hear every day on the radio. Like, nah, we want this to be special to us in this moment in time.
Very true.
Well said. Well said.
How was the first time hearing BTS? What are your thoughts? I know it's kind of more, you know, you got to dive deeper. We've kind of seen some debuted BTS, like Louis knows, you know, he's dug deeper. But, you know, Dynamite, you know, it's a good first time.
It's a good
you know?
introducer.
That's
Good
Yeah.
introducer,
most
you know.
people's introduction, I'd
Yeah.
argue.
Yeah, that and Butter, you know, maybe the one with
Butter.
Halsey.
Sorry, I'd like
Shout out
that too.
Halsey.
They're
Yeah.
they're good. I don't think I'd listen to them. I respect the artistry though. Like them and SB19, you can tell they really have a hand in what they curate. That it's
100%.
not just whatever is. It's like what they want to put out, not just what the radio is asking them to play. And so like I like the color schemes that both groups do. Like you guys said, you normally have like feedback or reverb, or you have latency, and they're crisp. They're used to, and they're also used to perform. Like this might actually be a small crowd for them.
Yeah, honestly, it
No.
really
Like,
yeah,
weirdly,
it's true.
weirdly enough, this might actually be a small crowd in a small venue. Like,
You're not wrong. You're
yeah.
not wrong.
Like, and so like it's awesome to see, and it's amazing to see like other like bands get a chance than it being like your like typical like. We're in a like they played our national anthem before they played Spain or Argentina's national anthem, so to actually see BTS in the halftime is nice because it's like Donald Trump was handing out medals
Like, bro.
at a FIFA
yeah.
event, like
Keep that guy out of everything.
like Tom Cruise gave a speech about the World Cup.
What are we doing?
Like-
Keep that guy out of
this
everything.
is like this is
America.
what we got to rep for America.
Yeah, like
Be
like
for real.
like it's already in America. Like we couldn't just like
They should send.
Make it
I'm
worse?
I'm gonna replace those
Yeah.
two guys. I'm gonna send Snoop Dogg. That'd be
Well,
fire.
that's-
absolutely people would love it.
And
That
Snoop
would've been
Dogg
fire.
and. what's
I'm
another
surprised
good
he
one?
wasn't there. Why they not?
Damn, I don't
That's
know.
what
He
I'm
went
saying,
to
like,
the Olympics.
That's the thing,
Come
it's
on.
Trump. It was it's like,
Beyonce.
so like BTS being there is nice.
think
That, like,
Beyonce?
they're
Yeah.
getting representation.
I don't
Damn
think
right,
Beyonce
and
is
with how
not
big
universally loved like that.
BTS is blowing
Sabrina
up right now,
Carpenter.
they are globally, kind of like we said with Speed. You know, they're globally known, and I feel like that's what BTS, and especially with
Obama.
Army, they know they're gonna gain some numbers just
Oh.
with having them, you know, performing at the halftime show. I mean, look at the halftime, like for the Super Bowl and stuff. You know, people were for Bad Bunny were just watching just for the
Bad
halftime show.
Bunny.
I feel like I can't say it any other way. It's just Bad Bunny.
Did you listen to the local news when you were in Vegas about them?
No, I didn't. What?
This is the best part. Is
Oh,
they said
snap.
it made Taylor Swift look like a small concert. Is how much Army appeared.
Damn
They're
right.
everywhere.
As they compare, they said that
They had to add
they
another
actually
day.
beat Taylor Swift's reunions tour or whatever
Mm-hmm.
Vegas stop.
Wow,
That
really?
it made Taylor Swift not look like a big concert.
Audio Gang
Damn.
broke so that
On the
album
local, like
broke
truly, it was
the
just
world.
like, and then seeing all the news, it was like seeing all the people. It was just like, this is a movement. Like this,
They
like
had to add a fourth show.
Yeah, like,
because
That's why
of
it's
how
called
big.
Army.
yeah, like with Speed, like this is power.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Power.
is someone. If you really wanted something to change or done, this is a whole like they control more
And
people
out
than
of-
some nations.
Yeah, and out of all the stops, I know this is what my bestie said. She said they really like Vegas a lot. Like that's one of their favorite spots in America.
Oh,
to
really?
perform To. So
I can
they,
see why.
Like
Vegas
even
is
on the fourth night,
fun.
I can't remember who it was when they were doing speeches, but someone joked about adding another night. Sugar was looking at him like, "Bro, I'm already like struggling here," because he was a little like not feeling, a little down, feeling, you know.
They were talking
sick.
about it in one of their vlogs where, like, the next morning they put so much into it that all of their bodies are swollen, their faces are swollen, and,
they
it takes a long
they
time.
did the awards too in between that. That was the part where I was like, "Damn, they flying all over the place. Like, how much sleep they get?" You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
So it was the world's third largest music. I'm sorry, it became. Swim was number one on the Billboard. Audrey Rain
Banger.
was top of the Billboard 200. Seventh number one. It was their 7th number one album on Billboard 200.
What the fuck?
That's crazy. And then, yeah, the sales are crazy. 3.9 million of sales. It had a historic vinyl record of 208,000 vinyls sold.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
It was the
Holy
biggest debut
fuck.
of this year.
It's
So
insane.
Damn, dude. BTS is
Yeah,
just.
we got the BTS meal at McDonald's right now. If anyone
Yay.
wants to trade for
Yeah.
Tata, let me know. No. I got RJ right now, but I'll have more in the future. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Go for a
Shout
Okay,
out
I didn't
RJ.
ask. I think Cheeto. Well, what'd you say your favorite fit was? I know Derek said Jin. You said RM. What about
I'm
you,
like
Ricky?
in different parts of different
And if
fits.
you don't
That's
know
what's
who it is,
hard.
let me know. I'll let you know. Or if you have to choose, I
if
said
I'm
2,
picking
kind of. I said
one
2.
Fit, I'm gonna go all red fit right there,
All
bro.
red Jin
Yeah,
too?
Jin,
Vibing
bro.
with Jin?
I'm going with Jin, bro. It's just the flyest, I think.
That's what I
Which
said.
Out of
one are
all
you
of them.
thinking, Rob?
Did I
I could tell you who it is if you just pointed out.
I like his pants
I
the best.
like the middle guy. I like the jacket.
You like V?
I like the
yeah,
jacket.
that's my
The
bias. Stay
jacket's sick.
young.
Taehyung, yeah.
Yeah, I love him. What about you, Cheeto? What you thinking back there?
The third from the right, the pants.
With the
and
pants, Hobie? I
Yes.
agree. I really want
soccer.
that jersey too, because
Yeah,
that
that
was like
jersey.
that was the one merch thing I really wanted. But I looking back at my videos for how long the line was, I'm proud of myself for thinking that I was gonna get one because holy shit, it was so long. Like it looked shorter once we all got moved up, but we didn't take into account like when they opened, how many people already bought them. So by the time we got to the front,
All the VIPs bought like
you
yeah.
know, it was crazy.
It's funny too because they were working with the cops, cracking down on BTS bootleggers. Like we were walking
bet.
we were walking the strip, and they were handcuffing street sellers.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Like actively
Freeze in the name of the BTS
before
army.
like
Yeah.
truly, like they were like making them leave the strip and stop selling
That's crazy.
Damn.
for BTS. Like yeah,
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, I might buy a BTS bootleg jersey.
I've never
Shit,
heard of
no.
that. I've never
Yeah.
seen an artist get rid of the bootleggers
but like it was
outside.
just crazy. Like it was like just all on the strips and like yeah, because everything was like official like BTS like
Yeah.
because they're really
And
big
when they're
about their
having a
infringement.
specific merch
You're
drops,
big on it.
and
And
like
that's why.
like with the jersey, I wanted it because it was like for the city.
Yep.
You know, it was for Vegas. So I was like, oh, that'd be sick. You know, and then they had another jersey with just their names on it for baseball. Like it was cool. But that's crazy. I never heard that either.
But like, not saying that they specifically say, "Hey, go get these guys," but like some artists are more lenient on it than others.
They are.
And like they're so big on their brand that they don't. It's like what is it, Louis Vuitton or someone, Gucci? They burn their excess bags because if they went to another market, it would lower the cost of what they new ones would sell for. So they just waste them. They just light them
Wow.
on fire every year. Whatever doesn't sell, they just burn. So that way the inventory stays low.
I
Wow.
hate that.
And so like it's brain control, but like that's kind of what they're doing there
Yeah,
with
but,
like
like-
with stopping bootlegging like and other artists because at that point you control every little drop, which is what you want as an artist because
Facts.
normally it was the label.
Mm-hmm.
And now these guys can or independent artists can or like we're sitting in a studio in a guy's house tonight.
I feel like groups like this have to do it too because there's so many hands in the pot. Like, look how many performers there are in their group. I feel like if I was in a group, I'd want that crackdown more than I would if I was just me.
And their
I guess.
legal team's crazy because like
Oh, I bet.
because once again they've been doing this for what 10 years or so, like 5-10 years, like, and they
Yeah.
probably started training
this level,
Yeah,
for
and they
sure.
started training before that, so they have a lawyer team, they've had choreography teams, they have a whole backing of funding because like the guys that print their shirts make a lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
The guy that just owns the shirt press makes a lot.
And I
Fuck
feel like
yeah.
it's
Money.
also kind of like
Fuck yeah.
there's a lot of young army too, or an old
Oh,
army
dude,
that
it was
that went
mostly
by-
young. It was mostly young in Vegas. Actually,
Yeah.
it was
Well-
like 16 or something. They said was the average like
Yeah.
age.
Damn,
Because
that's
I
so
was gonna
crazy.
say if I didn't know much about like the merch and pre-sale and all that shit, I would be dumb enough to buy a hella expensive jersey thinking it was like an official BTS merch, not knowing. So I feel like that's kind of like helpful
For
for
a
the
random guy's like, hey, you want to buy
yeah,
a jersey?
you know, I don't know, you never
Kiwi's like,
know.
"Yeah."
If you're a foreigner and you're in LA and you know,
How much you got
I
on
could
ya?
see that's.
well,
I'd be pissed if
and
I
that's
found out I
exactly-
got like spammed, you know, which as a tourist or whatever, you should know better, but still, you know, I kind of get why they're at least looking out for BTS,
$400.
an army.
I get lots of comments on like I'm a 60-year-old army from.
Mm-hmm. There was some old army behind us, like
Yeah.
it was yeah. But they're in one of our photos. I was like, oh shit, that's funny. I think there's like really young army in front of us too, because her like grandma or someone was with her mom.
A baby.
Oh yes, but all right, we'll have to get her. But Cheeto, who's your bias? You got a bias in BTS yet? A favorite, or it's still kind of new to you?
I like J-Hope.
You like J
Yeah.
Hope?
Yeah.
And you said you kind of like her Jin. Sometimes RM biased.
I mean, I like RM because I really like his songwriting. I like Jin because he's just like a really cool dude.
He's funny.
Like he's
He
literally
cracks me
just
up.
like he's really smart. He's really funny. He does a lot of shit for the fans.
He does.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, they all do, of course. But
Mhm.
like when he came back from military, he just sat and like had a hugging thing for like 16 hours or some stupid number.
I love
He just
that.
laid there and
Aw.
let the fucking hug him for like hours.
That's cool.
It's crazy.
He's like, I missed y'all.
Shout out.
I know you're still kind of new to. He doesn't have a bias yet. We still gotta convert him to Army all. He hasn't heard too much.
Who's
We
yours,
only heard
Derek?
1.5 minutes.
You know, I'm gonna say,
I feel like he's always said OT7.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna stick with
Bruh,
that answer.
Oh
Fence.
my.
Because I remember asking
Sitter.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, bro.
Well,
Shut up.
I mean, how
You
can
have
I,
a secret
How can
bias.
you
I know you
choose?
do.
No.
I know you got a secret bias and a secret bias wrecker.
I enjoy Jimin,
Jimin, those luscious locks.
enjoy Jimin.
Hell yeah.
but
Jimin with that voice.
I like them all.
Yeah. Right? I mean, it's hard, you know. What about you, Ricky?
Jungkookie.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
that. You are
Yeah,
cookie
Jungkook.
biased.
JK
I'm
fan.
G.
Jungkook
I'm
fire.
Tata.
Yeah, Jungkook fire.
But yeah,
Matinee.
the number just went up. The like number. That was crazy. No, I just had to ask before we get out of here. But you'll have to listen to some more BTS and deep dive into them. Maybe we'll get the opportunity to show you some more. So we'll start with the guest. Let him shout himself out.
Appreciate y'all checking me out. It's Get or Got 'em. YouTube, Instagram, and whatnot. Appreciate y'all.
Clock it. We'll go to Lou. Yeah.
What's cracking, everybody? Check out the Louis verse for a bunch of BTS reactions with everybody here on the couch. Thanks for having me. And since we didn't mention him, Suga, you're amazing.
Yes.
Sugar.
He's like,
Yeah.
everyone in
So
LA.
fly.
Actually, before you go, when I teared up
Yoongi?
when it got to Yoongi. Granted, it might have been because he wasn't feeling that well, but everyone, because when they start with their intros, all the bias, everyone's screaming for who they love the most. But I almost like kind of came to tears because everyone was like really cheering for Yoongi, and I was like, I knew he didn't feel well. I was like, damn, so that made me happy. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'd get that standing ovation, but instead I just get cut off.
for your reaction, we'll give you a standing ovation.
Thank you, guys. I'm just kidding. My name is Derek the Designer. Hit me up on Instagram. If you follow me, I will follow you back. If you message me, I will message you back. We could have a full blown conversation. Thanks for having me.
Always.
Let's go. Type in Rick G on the search bar above or check me out in the description below. Check out all the BTS reactions on my channel, and I appreciate you guys for watching this. Let's go.
Hell yeah, Cheeto back there.
Yes, thank you, Kiwi, and all the boys, the fellas, for having me on. You can check me out starting Wednesday on YouTube. Check out them reactions, music, content, and Instagram, TikTok starting Wednesday.
Clock it. I'm gonna
Bang,
make
bang.
sure.
Click it, like it.
Click it, like it, just like he said. I'm gonna put all of them in the description too, easy access. And like I said, I have playlists for reactions we've done, fan cams, and I'm almost done editing our like short little vlog I took when we were in LA. So that'll eventually come.
It'll come out next
But
week.
shut up. You still haven't even dropped the stuff I gave you, the intro and outro.
know,
I gave him I literally recorded the whole intro and outro.
I told you I'm waiting. I told you what I'm waiting for.
I feel like you need to drop it sooner.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Yeah,
I'm waiting for.
No.
Guys, something big is gonna be announced with Army soon, and I'm just waiting for that day. And I already know what it is.
Stupid.
I already know what it is.
All right, we're out of here. Remember, do not worry about the things you can't control, and we'll see y'all next reaction. Love you, Army. Oh, it was easy, just meowed.